content. Number 12. The secret of eternal youth. Health is a fleeting resource and worth cherishing while you can because age catches up with you quickly. People in the world of professional bodybuilding know this to be true. Past the age of 35, it's generally considered difficult to win medals and compete against the younger and more stronger athletes. But this is just limiting beliefs, according to Jim Arrington. Meet the oldest bodybuilder in the world. He's been at it since he was 13 years old. After seeing a bodybuilding magazine, he was hooked. He worked out since then, but surprisingly he only started competing professionally at the age of 45. In spite of that, he's participated in over 60 tournaments and won 16 of them. Makes you want to embrace life as hard as Jim, doesn't it? Number 11. High accuracy. Practice makes perfect, and boy, you need a lot of practice to make this happen. If you do something long enough and repeatedly, you're bound to make progress. This guy probably attempted this countless times. Since it seems pretty impossible otherwise, he manages to shoot the hoop by using his legs instead of his hands. He goes even further and uses a tennis racket, then with 2 balls at the same time. He certainly makes it look easy, but don't be fooled. If that wasn't enough, he manages to jump on a trampoline and does this. Either this man isn't human, or he's got a lot of patience. Number 10. Vertical ascent. Living life on the edge might seem like an understatement when not used on someone like Alex Honnold. He certainly lives that statement quite literally. If you think you lead a precarious life, this guy is going to put you to shame. Alex is an American free climber, and every day is a day that he could have almost died. If you don't know already, free climbing is a type of rock climbing that doesn't use any safety gear. It's all just using hands and foot to scale a rock face, plus nerves of steel as well. Alex managed to free climb the Yosemite Triple Crown, which is the most difficult route that passes through 3 US peaks. Imagine doing all that and having absolutely no tools to keep you latched to the cliff face except for the strength of your hands and fingers. Alex is an extraordinary man. Number 9. Meeting the Abyss. The deep ocean is a mysterious place and many avoid it for good reason. It's dark, there's no air, immense pressure and unknown creatures. These are a few of the many reasons that'll stop anyone contemplating taking a dive. But Austrian athlete Herbert Nitsch is not one of them. He holds several free diving records and is dubbed the deepest man on Earth. Just like Alex before, Herbert does this extreme sport without any safety or diving gear. All he uses is the deep inhale he takes before a long dive, and that's it. Herbert put it to the test on June 14, 2007 when he dove to a depth of 214 meters near the Greek island of Spetses. He did this with no diving equipment except for an empty bottle which he used to equalize the pressure by exhaling into it. Free diving is no easy thing and is considered to be extremely dangerous. Herbert Nitsch is truly the deepest man on Earth. Number 8. Freefall. Some of these stunts are so crazy it's pretty hard to believe that they're real. All you need to do is search for them online and it's there for you to confirm and marvel at. Felix Baumgartner is one such search which deserves your attention. This man has done what no one in the history of the entire human race has ever attempted before. Back in 2012, he partnered with Red Bull under the Stratos project, which aimed to give a new meaning to the term skydiving. He was in a special capsule which was strapped to a balloon that took him all the way to the stratosphere at an altitude of 38,969 meters. At this point, there was no way for him to come back other than to jump, and that's exactly what he did. He came plummeting back to Earth at a speed of 1,357 kilometers, going past the speed of sound, and landed back on the ground with 4 world records to his name. Incredible. Number 7. Masters of the Game. Things you've seen so far demand a lot of perseverance and bravery. They are not to be attempted by the average person, but for those of you who feel inspired by these extraordinary humans, there are things within the realm of safety, but still impressive nonetheless. The game of Jenga can be a potential playing field for you to blow people's minds, like this bearded man who knows how to make use of his secret technique. Or if you want to look a lot cooler and more stylish, you can do what this girl did. She knows her moves. Or this guy who came out of terrible odds with one swift move. If Jenga isn't your thing, mini golf can be a great place to impress people like these guys. Doesn't matter what you pick, but what you stick with and keep trying. Number 6. Fastest skateboard speed. Are you good at something enough to break new ground in that particular field? If you are, then you're one of the few who feel that way. People have hobbies and they enjoy them, but very few find ways to do something new or push them to the limits. Kyle Wester is a rare human who has immense love for skateboarding. He wasn't happy with just doing the regular tricks. He wanted to push himself and the sport further. So in 2016 he decided to set the world record for the highest speed ever achieved on a skateboard. And boy, he did just that. He clocked in at 89.41 miles per hour, and all he used was his body and his skateboard. How crazy is that? Number 5. Impossible basketball shot. There's no shortage of trick shot footages on social media. We have enough cameras around that it's almost impossible to miss capturing rare events. One of the most popular compilations when it comes to trick shots are the ones related to basketball. For the longest time, Dude Perfect held the record for the highest basketball shot ever at a height of 162 meters, but that record was going to be broken by their rivals, How Ridiculous. And they did. In fact, they broke the record ridiculously easily. They took the shot from a massive dam in Switzerland from a height of 180 meters, and what was most surprising, they got their shot in their third try. That is some incredible amount of luck on their side. Number 4. Narrow escape wingsuit. Ever dreamed of flying? No, not in a plane, but literally, with wings. Wingsuiting is the way to do it, but it's not as simple as booking a flight ticket and sitting in your comfy airliner seat. Wingsuiting requires years of practice and a lot of courage. When Uli Emanuel came to the Alps in Switzerland, he was looking out for his next big wingsuiting adventure, and he found it. It was a very narrow hole in a rock formation high up in the sky. He was dissuaded from attempting this risky stunt, but Uli had already made up his mind. He spent the next 3 years practicing, and it paid off. He slid through the narrow hole with ease, with not a scratch on him. He certainly proved all the naysayers wrong. Number 3. Longest time in ice. The human body can do a lot of incredible things, and it's extremely adaptive. But the range of how adaptive it can get depends solely on the person. You can't just know unless you push yourself. Wim Hof, the Iceman, has certainly pushed his body to the limits. Through years of practicing yoga and meditation, he's built up the ability of raising the internal temperature of his body. This has allowed him to break 26 different world records, including having spent the most amount of time in ice for about an hour and 52 minutes. His unique abilities have made him a legend, and almost a superhuman with capabilities yet to be fully understood. Number 2. Highest wave jump. Have you seen those surfing videos online where you see the surfer being almost completely enclosed by the rolling wave and makes it out just in time before it crashes? If you thought that was scary, you probably haven't seen Sebastian Stuttner at work. He managed to ride one of the highest waves at an incredible 71 feet. He managed this during a competition in Nazaré in Brazil, which is known for being the home to the biggest surfable waves on the planet. A 71-foot wave would be as high as a 5-story building. That is tall. Sebastian Stuttner is a madman. Number 1. Dangerous catwalk. Having incredible balance can be handy in life, especially if you decide to walk across a deep canyon on a tightrope. There have been numerous cases of tightrope artists from different countries, and although it is an impressive stunt, it's become kinda commonplace. But we're about to flip things over for you in case you feel indifferent about tightrope stunts. This is Faith Dickey from Texas, and she does something that just seems impossible, and impossible it is for most people. During the girls-only Slackline Festival in Rio de Janeiro, Faith crossed the tightrope installed on the Pedra da Gavea mountain, but here's one key difference. She did this while wearing her high heels. That's insane. High heels, even on a flat surface, can cause people to trip up, but on a tightrope? Well, that's Faith